the earth that we possess. We have moved and changed our world, and now we need to change our behavior. And it's possible. We do not have to continue doing things as we've been doing it, because if we do, then we're on a hiding to nothing and we destroy the very gift that we've been given. So just like the three mice, we can educate ourselves into new practices, and I'm inviting now Salvatore to tell you some of the new practices that might apply in that case. So please give a warm welcome to Salvatore.
Thank you, Father. Good morning. My name is Salvatore Coppola-Finnegan. I've dedicated the best part of the last 15 years of my life to humanity's social, ecological and climate crises. As an academic, as a scientist, as a community organizer, as a technician writing policies and laws, as a Catholic, as a husband and as a father. From the dirt roads, contaminated water, human rights abuses, conflicts of Central America, to the Parliament of Costa Rica, the coastal communities of Southeast Asia, as an advisor to the Church in the Global South, all the way to the negotiation halls of the United Nations COPs. 10 years ago, the world signed the Paris Agreement. We all agreed that we needed to stop global warming. 10 years ago, Pope Francis published his historic letter, Laudato Si. He appealed not just to Catholics, nor just to Christians. It was a universal call to all to look after our common home. A letter grounded not just in church teachings, but drafted with the leading scientists from around the world. The letter reminds us in strong terms that we must listen and act on the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor. The climate emergency, biodiversity collapse, desertification, they all hit the vulnerable hardest. The Global South, but not only. Statistically, amongst those affected are women, children, the elderly, and those with disabilities. These are our mothers, grandmothers, brothers, sisters, and children. How will we forgive ourselves if we do not act while we still have little time? In recent years, we have registered too much global warming. These are not numbers on a thermometer. These are more hurricanes, stronger floods, mudslides. This is famine, conflict, and migration. Our democracies are also at peril from these crises. And in Luxembourg, we are immensely privileged. On the 17th of February, just 48 days into the 365 of the year, we had already used up our share of the Earth's resources. Every day since the 17th of February, we are living on the backs of others. So we here, collectively, as guardians of creation, are not doing enough. I'm acutely aware that many of us simply do not have the time to spare for this kind of work. However, I also believe that many of you are very sensitive to these issues. I believe that you do care about maintaining the conditions for life to thrive on this planet, for our children, for our grandchildren, and for the rest of creation. So now, I ask you to put one hand on your heart, and with the other one, to help us. Those who can, please donate to our cause generously. Your donations go further in the Global South, so let's leverage this. We need to fund projects that we want to start now in these months, in Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Projects led in our community too, stewards of creation, the indigenous as well as us. Projects that are always accompanied and supported by Catholic missionaries and communities like ours. And those of you who cannot donate, ask your institutions to fund our efforts. Give us platforms to speak from. Open up spaces in which we can meet and explain these issues. For example, I've been kindly invited to a couple of public meetings by Steve and Carol McCarthy at the end of the month on the 27th and the 28th to share more ideas and go into more detail about some projects. I'm always happy to offer this kind of time. Give us a chance then to spread hope and to inspire. Amplify and multiply our message of alarm, truth, but also of hope. Listen to your moral conscience in your decisions at work. What are we funding? And in your own financial decisions too. Vote and do the right thing in board meetings. Organize politically and vote accordingly. We'll have lots of examples of everyday actions on our website. Things like using your car 1 day less a week, eating meat 1 day less a week, buying less new clothes this year, consuming less plastic, stop wasting food, buying and consuming less. Everyday actions for all of us. So please share our message with others, let others know, spread this consciousness and tell people the truth. Find people to help us, because our pockets are empty, and in my case they always have been doing this kind of work. So those of you who can, please give us the means we need to work on your behalf, and we can still redeem ourselves. We can still manage it. We have time to hear those cries and to act accordingly. So may God bless us all in our common mission. Thank you, Father. Thank you, everybody.